Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
I am looking forward to baby's language development, though, because it will be nice when she can use more than just her sounds and her body to communicate. Although my baby is very expressive, so we usually know when she's upset or wants something. She has pterodactyl yells, we call them, and she's also got the most amazing laugh, the most amazing joyful laugh. So we've been very blessed to have such an expressive child who tells us exactly what she needs.
Yeah. So how exactly did you go from the pregnancy to depression? Did it transform because of that one moment with the nurse, or was it because you lost so much sleep that it started to catch up with you?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was like right after, I think I was doing okay. I had a lot of support right after too. My mom came and stayed with us, and then my sister-in-law came and helped out, and that was amazing. I highly recommend for anyone having a baby to have a support system in place, because it allowed my husband and I to get a little bit of sleep. But I think it did develop over time. I think when I really started going gung-ho on the breastfeeding journey, it got worse because I was just getting so little sleep, and I was trying so hard, and I was being really hard on myself. But I think hormonally, with my, with the progesterone dropping and lack of sleep and just trying to figure out how to be a new mom, it just kind of came on slowly, and it's been hard recovering too. So one of the other things that happened is my weight journey has been really hard. And during COVID, I got a sedentary job. I had been an active, like doing backpacking, wilderness, kayaking, things like that. And then I got a sedentary computer job during COVID. And I put on a lot of weight then. And then during my pregnancy, I put on, mostly at the end of my pregnancy, I put on a bit of weight, which is normal. And then when I had the baby, I took off that weight, but then I gained it back pretty quickly. And part of that was I was trying to eat a lot to help with the breastfeeding, because they say that can help. So I was eating a lot of like lactation cookies and different things. But also, it was really hard on the pregnancy. The labor was really hard on my body. And so when I first started trying to take walks and things a couple weeks after birth, like I could only walk, just down the street, basically to the end of the block and back. And every day I would go a little further, and I put the baby in the carrier, and I would just bring her with me. And that helped a lot, but it's been really hard to recover. And, I used to be very athletic. And so it's been very challenging to go back to that. And I've been really hard on myself. But I'm actually making some amazing strides just in the last few weeks within my therapy. And then I'm reading this book. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called The Body Is Not an Apology. I forget. Sonia I forget her last name, but it's absolutely amazing book, and it's about radical self-love. And this is what I want to practice, because I was just trying to accept where my body's at and move forward. But the truth is, I really want to radically love myself where I am. And it doesn't mean I don't still want to get fit and healthy and lose weight, but I do want to like really radically love myself as I am, because something I recognized in my trauma therapy was when I was little, looking at my mom, who was heavy at the time. I loved her big body because it was squishy and it was comfortable. And I loved burying my head in her belly and, you know, her postpartum belly. So a lot of women, right, we get this kind of bulgy belly because your abs kind of separate. And so your belly kind of stays out for a lot of women. Not all women have that, but your belly can stay out and a little squishy. Well, it's actually a really amazing thing as a child, because it's like such a safe, comfortable, squishy spot. Like even my baby now, like, you know, just nuzzles into my belly and into my chest. And that's amazing. And not to say that any other body that doesn't have a squishy belly isn't amazing, but that's the beauty, right? Is that we all have these really different bodies, and there's something beautiful and unique about every single one. And in our culture and in our society, we've been taught that heavier, bigger bodies are not okay. And they shouldn't be loved. Like we shouldn't love ourselves as if we're bigger, we should like work to be different, better. Right. And so I'm really working to change that belief system in my own brain, because it's so ingrained in me from growing up in our culture and in society and the media that was around when I was young.
Yeah. Just wondering, have you tried, giving up sugar or eating less calories to lose weight?
Yeah, I have. I've tried a lot of things. And I have lost and gained weight many times in my life. But again, one of the things is it shouldn't be about losing weight, right? It should be about being healthy and feeling good. And the thing is, a lot of people who lose weight still have body issues, right? If we're not learning to love ourselves. So it's like all these mechanisms and all these ways that we have to lose weight. It's amazing. And there's also a lot more to it. So I've also tried a weight loss medication recently. And it's pretty incredible, because what it's taught me is that it's not my fault that I've had these weight struggles my whole life, because it changes my hormones, and it makes me eat differently, and it makes me think differently about food. And this happened actually during my pregnancy too. And it was for the first time in my life, I wasn't constantly thinking about sugar and constantly thinking about food. And I had given up sugar for like a year before, like all sugar, all refined sugar, no jelly, like nothing with sugar. I would even check crackers to make sure the crackers didn't have any sugar and things like that in them. And I'm not saying carbs. I still ate some carbs, but I didn't eat any refined sugar for a year. And I did feel great. I have to say it was an awesome time in my life. And I highly recommend it if you want to feel really good in your body to give up sugar. But
I did recently. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, that's amazing. And, and I would like to do that again, probably, but it's also, for me, it wasn't sustainable, right? If I could do it for periods of time, and I definitely encourage it for periods of time, but it's not sustainable. And then I would have the challenge where I would like then binge eat and things like that. And so, and because that's how my brain was wired, instinctively, my brain and my body are wired to stay big, to stay heavy. And so that's why this radical self-love feels really important to me, because I do want to get fit, because I want to be healthier in my body. I want my body to feel good. But to me, it shouldn't have anything to do about what I look like, because I am beautiful the way that I am. And my body is beautiful, and it has a uniqueness to it. And me trying to change it just for the sake of like fitting in or looking normal or something, that's not what love is, right? That's not what unconditional love is. And I want to be able to unconditionally love myself. I think it's really important. And I think it also, Sonia, what she talks about in her book is it's also a platform to like change the world, change our communities, right? If we have radical self-love, we can also have radical compassion in our communities and really change the way we see each other, which would just be absolutely amazing.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.